You are not happy. You've built an entire life out of pretending you are. You've perfected the smile for social media, the upbeat text message to your friends, and the polished answer you give your parents when they ask if you're doing okay. You tell everyone that everything is great, that you're just so busy and so blessed. But the moment you're alone, the mask comes off. The silence is deafening. The emptiness is a physical ache in your chest. You've convinced yourself that this is just what adulthood feels like, a constant, low-grade hum of disappointment punctuated by brief, frantic bursts of manufactured joy. You spend your life chasing the next high, the next vacation, the next promotion, the next binge watch, just to outrun the feeling that you're living a life designed by someone else. Here's the first brutal truth. The need to constantly appear happy is a core reason you're not. You're so focused on the performance that you have no time left for the reality. You've become a professional actor in a one-person play where the audience is everyone you know and the script is "I'm fine." You believe that if you just keep up the show, the feeling will eventually catch up, but it never does. Your mind is a messy battlefield, full of all the emotions you refuse to acknowledge, the anxiety you won't name, the resentment you won't face, the loneliness you're too ashamed to admit. Instead of dealing with these things, you cover them up with a veneer of perfection. This act of self-deception is exhausting, and it leaves you with no energy to actually build the life you're faking. Your emotional labor is all directed toward the facade, leaving the foundation to rot. Think about the relationships in your life. Do you ever feel truly seen? Or are you just playing your part and they're playing theirs? You might be a people pleaser, someone who molds their personality to fit the person they're with. You're agreeable, you don't rock the boat, and you avoid conflict at all costs. But here's the shocking part. That's not love, that's a transaction. You're trading your authenticity for their approval. This isn't intimacy, it's a hostage situation where you are holding yourself captive. You're desperate for connection, but you've presented a false version of yourself, so any love or approval you receive doesn't actually feel like it's for you, it's for the character you're playing. And deep down you know this, which is why you never feel truly fulfilled. The second harsh truth. Your life isn't unhappy because you lack something. It's unhappy because you're running on the wrong fuel. You're trying to fill a spiritual and emotional void with material possessions, external validation, and fleeting moments of pleasure. You buy the expensive clothes, you go to the fancy restaurants, you chase the likes on your post. This isn't building a life, it's redecorating a broken house. You can put the most beautiful furniture inside, but if the foundation is cracked, it's all going to collapse. You have to stop looking for solutions in things and start looking for them in yourself. Here's the small but powerful mindset shift. Stop seeking happiness and start seeking fulfillment. Happiness is an emotion, fleeting and unreliable. Fulfillment is a state of being, built on purpose and action. Happiness is what you feel when things are going right. Fulfillment is what you feel even when things are difficult because you know you are on the right path. It comes from doing the hard work, facing the difficult truths, and building something real. Stop chasing the feeling of happiness and start chasing the work that creates meaning. Your life won't magically become perfect, but it will become yours. And that's the only feeling that truly matters. You believe your problems are external. You think if you just had a better job, a different partner, or more money, that everything would fall into place and you'd finally feel happy. This is the great lie you tell yourself to avoid the hard internal work. The truth is, the problems you're running from are inside you. You're not unhappy because of your life. You're unhappy because of the person you've become within your life. You've cultivated a set of habits, a pattern of thinking, and a dependency on external validation that guarantees your unhappiness no matter what your circumstances are. Let's dissect your relationships. You're probably drawn to people who make you feel seen for a moment, but who ultimately require you to shrink yourself to fit their world. You chase after the fleeting feeling of being wanted, even if it comes at the cost of being truly known. You mistake emotional highs for genuine connection, the chaos of a fight, the drama of a breakup, the intoxicating relief of getting back together. This is not love, this is an addiction. You've become hooked on the adrenaline and the cycle of pain and redemption because it feels more alive than the quiet, steady work of building something real. A healthy, boring, and stable relationship would force you to face the parts of yourself you've been running from. It would require you to be honest, to be vulnerable, and to be present, and that's a level of intimacy you're not prepared for. Here's the third and most painful truth. You are not a victim of your circumstances. You are a prisoner of your narrative. You've been telling yourself a story that you are the passive recipient of whatever life throws at you. I'm a victim of my past. I'm a product of my upbringing. I'm just not lucky. But what if you're the one who keeps choosing to stay in the cage? The traumas of your past are real, they are valid, and they did shape you, but they do not define you. Your past is a blueprint for what you've built so far, but it is not a binding contract for your future. You have the power to change the narrative. You have the power to step out of the story you've been telling and write a new one based on conscious choices and intentional actions. So the mindset shift is this. Your emotional state is not a reflection of your circumstances, it's a reflection of your habits. Stop trying to change your feelings and start changing your actions. You don't get happy by thinking happy thoughts. You get happy by doing things that build a life worth being happy about. You don't find a great partner by wishing for one. You find one by becoming the kind of person who is capable of a healthy relationship. This isn't about some magical cure. This is about work. Hard, messy, uncomfortable work. The work of looking in the mirror and admitting that the person you've been pretending to be is a fraud. The work of taking one single, tiny step toward authenticity, today, right now. That's the only path out of the life you've created and into the one you've been pretending you have. There it is, that feeling you've been running from, the quiet, uncomfortable realization that you've been living a life on mute. You've been so busy performing happiness that you've forgotten what it feels like to genuinely feel anything at all. The smiles are automatic, the laughter is an echo, and the conversations are scripts. This isn't just about a lack of fulfillment, this is about a lack of authenticity. You have become a stranger to yourself, and the scariest part? You're not even sure who the real you is anymore. The final and most terrifying truth is this. The person you are today is a direct result of the life you have imagined for yourself. You've been unconsciously casting yourself as the hero in a mediocre story. You see others' success and believe it's inaccessible because your internal narrative has already decided you're not that kind of person. You've convinced yourself that you are incapable of greatness, incapable of a healthy love, and incapable of true, deep happiness. You've been so loyal to this fictional, unhappy version of yourself that you've let it define your reality. This isn't about bad luck or a flaw in your character. It's about a deeply ingrained, self-sabotaging story you've been telling yourself. You can change your life in a single day, but first, you have to change your mind. The ultimate mindset shift is a simple, brutal choice. Stop telling yourself stories and start building habits. Your life isn't a narrative, it's a series of actions. You don't get what you want by wishing for it, you get it by earning it. You want a fulfilling career? Do the work, learn the skills, and put in the hours, even when you're not motivated. You want a loving relationship? Become an emotionally available and honest person and then seek the same in others. You want to feel good about yourself? Stop looking for external validation and start building a life you can be proud of. Your path out of this emotional rut doesn't begin with a grand plan. It begins with one tiny, decisive action. Don't wait for a feeling of inspiration. Don't wait for permission. Don't wait for tomorrow. Your brain will produce the desire to work after you've started, not before. The change you want, the life you crave, the person you're meant to be is not on the other side of a self-help book or a social media post. It's on the other side of your fear. And you have to walk through it alone.